Alrighty, hello, hello. We are gonna work on triple digit division. So what you need to do right now is get a whiteboard and a marker and something to erase stuff with. All right, pause the video, go get it, and then come back and it's on. Let's go. All right, so we are going to, let me pick a number. 857 divided by 4. Alrighty. So I'm going to go step by step. You're going to work with me as we go. So the first thing we do, let me write, does McDonald's sell burgers? Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, right? Those are our steps. And they're the same steps that we follow even when we do 3-digit numbers. So here we have a 3-digit number, the 8 in the hundreds place, 5 in the tens, and the 7 in the ones, and it's being divided into 4. Okay. So we're figuring out how many groups of 4 are in 857. So my first step is to ask myself, what am I going to ask myself? How many times does 4 go into 8? Can 4 fit into 8? Yes, because 8 is greater than 4. So then we're going to skip count to find out how many times 4 can go into 8. 4, 8, perfect. 2 times. So I'm going to put a 2 up here. So that was my divide. Now I'm going to go to my next step, multiply. 4 times 2. What's 4 times 2? 4, 8. I'm going to put an 8 under this 8. And my next step is to subtract. 8 minus 8 is 0. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to the top of my list and work. Oh, and bring down the 5, excuse me. Now I'm going to go back to the top of my list. And what is the question we're going to ask? Does 4 go into 5, and how many times? 4 definitely goes into 5 because the 5 is greater than the 4. Let's see how many times. Let's count by 4s. 4, 8, too big. 1 finger down, 1. 4 goes into 5 1 time, so we're going to put a 1 on top of the 5. And then we're going to multiply 4 times 1. Anything multiplied by 1 remains the same. So 4 times 1 is 4. I'm going to place the 4 under the 5. And then my next step is to subtract. 5 minus 4 is 1. So I'm going to put a 1 here. Next, bring down. Do I have another number to bring down? Yes. I'm going to bring down the 7. Voila. And then I'm going to work my way back to the top. Divide. What are we going to ask ourselves? Does 4 go into 17? Yes. Let's figure out how many times 4 goes into 17. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Finger down 4 times. Put a 4 on top of the 7. 4 times 4. 4, 8, 12, 16. 4 times 4 is 16. My next step is to subtract. I always start in the ones place when I subtract. 7 minus 6. Put a 6 in my head and count up. 6, 7, 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. I don't even have to put a 0 there. So I subtracted. My next step is to bring down. Do I have anything else to bring down? Nope. So remainder 1. That means that 4 goes into 857 214 times, and there will be 1 left over. Okay. And if you missed anything, you can always rewind, right? Okay, so I'm going to erase all of this, and I'm going to give you an equation, And what I want you to do, I'm going to write it down, and then I want you to pause the video, try and solve it yourself, and then press play and see if you got it. And if you get stuck or anything, press play. Okay, let's do 462 divided by 5. Okay, pause the video now because I'm going to keep going. You're going to try it on your own. Okay, so first step, I ask myself, let's put our little, does McDonald's sell burgers? My first step, I'm going to ask myself, does 5 go into 4? If I wear a size 5 shoe, can I fit into a size 4? No, it'll be too small. So 5 does not go into 4. Next, I'm going to add on the 6. And I'm going to ask myself, just like when we did 2-digit, remember we added on the next number? Same thing. We're going to leave this 2. We only add 1 digit at a time. So we start with the number with the greatest value and move to the next number. And then we ask ourselves, does 5 go into 46? Oh yeah, so let's skip count and find out how many times. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, too big. Put a finger down and I'm left with 9 fingers. So I'm gonna put a 9 on top of the 6. Now I need to solve 5 times 9. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So I'm going to put a 45 under the 46, and I'm going to go to my next step, which is subtract. I always start in my ones place. 6 minus 5, 5, 6 is 1. 4 minus 4 is 0. I'm going to leave that alone. Then I'm going to go to my final step, bring down the 2. Okay, I'm back to the top. How many times does 5 go into 12? I need to skip count. What am I going to skip count to find out how many times 5 goes into 12? Skip count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, too big, finger down, 2. Okay, that was my dividing. Whenever I ask myself and figure out how many times a number goes into a number, that's dividing. Next step, multiply. I multiply 5 times what? Times 2. 5 times 2, 5, 10. Okay, my next step, subtract. 2 minus 0, easy, 2. My next step is to bring down. Do I have any other number to bring down? Anything else? Nope. So this 2 is my remainder. Remainder 2. So my quotient is 92, remainder 2. Remember, the answer to a division problem is the quotient. Okay. Okay, let's do one more together. Now this time, I again want you to pause, but I'm going to write a number, but I'm going to write it a little bit differently. Ooh. 729 divided by 4. I want you to rewrite this so that we can solve using our standard algorithm, using our DMSB strategy. Okay, so go ahead and pause. Alrighty, welcome back. I hope you wrote it this way. Let's solve. First step, does 4, so remember this is 729 divided by 4, so it's the same thing, okay? Just written a different way, makes it easier for us to solve it. So let's ask ourselves, does 4 go into 7? Yes. How many times? 4, 8, too many? 1. 4 times 1 is 4. I subtract. I put a 4 on my head. 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 minus 4 is 3. Next, I bring down the 2. And I work my way back to the top. How many times does 4 go into 32? Let's skip count. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 32. Oop, perfect. That's 8. It goes into it 8 times. I put an 8 above the 2. Then I multiply. 4 times 8 is 32. And I subtract. Get a 0. And I bring down the 9. And what do? Back to divide. And I ask myself, how many times does 4 go into 9? 4, 8, 12, 2 times. I put a 2. 4 times 2 is 8. Then I subtract. I get 9 minus 8. 8, 9, I get 1. Do I have anything else to bring down? Nope. Remainder 1. Alrighty, good job. I'm going to leave you with one more problem to do on your own. And I'm going to give you the answer to it, but I'm not going to solve it. You're just going to see if you got the right answer. Let's do something. Let's do 999 divided by 8. Pause the video. So 8 goes into 9 one time. Subtract, we get the 1, we bring down the 9. 8 goes into 19 2 times. 16, we get a 3. We bring down the 9. 8 goes in to 39 4 times. 32. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 7. Did you get it? Did you get it? Good job, good job. Alrighty.